Welcome, everybody. And my name's Squash, and I got Tyler Dacey here next to me on the desk. We're at the mid-year celebration. We do be celebrating today.
Welcome to Top 8. We've made it through our Swiss rounds, and we've only got 8 players left for you, including the 2 that are playing this game right now.
2 of them.
Oh, what?
Huh?
Anyways, we are having Hanyu versus Shane. So, what you might not know, Squash. So, Hanyu's team is a very standard, what we'll call a rain team, centered around Pelipper and various things that can abuse the rain. Our Caledon has a move called Electroshot, which can charge its power up and shoot electric damage in one turn in the rain. Like Solar Beam, but for rain.
Solar Beam in the rain.
Swampert, very fast in the rain, terrifying. And you've got Grimmsnarl, who can actually set up screens, Light Screen and Reflect, to bulk things up. And then on Shane's side, we have a very standard kind of balanced team with a Blaziken. So we'll see Shane lead off here with the Incineroar and the King Gambit, and our Caledon and Grimmsnarl coming out on the other side. So on Hanyu's side, we'll see kind of I'm going to set up bulk for my Arcaladon and kind of let it run the game as a raid boss. And Shane's going to be trying to slow things down with Incineroar, which is very good at doing so, with Fake Out and damage reduction via Parting Shot. And King Gambit actually has what's called Swords Dance, so we can double its attack on a turn and deal massive damage with its Dark type attacks. So, interesting position here. I don't think either Pokemon on Hanyu's side can really do much damage into either of these Pokemon right now, just off rip. Both of these kind of need to get going and snowball. So Shane's kind of in the driver's seat here. So
yeah. So the real question is Hanyu going to be able to get that setup going before Shane is able to start dealing that massive damage out with his 2 Mons?
We'll see the Fake Out go into the Grimmsnarl to stop the bulk from going up, and a little bit of chip damage out as Shane sets up a pretty free Swords Dance. So now King Gambit is nightmarish.
Spooky sword man.
So its attack is now doubled. So all damage is double from King Gambit from here. Our Caledon does have an ability called Stamina, which means that every single time it gets hit, its defense goes up. So it can kind of match up Gambit slowly but surely. But with Gambit being ahead, 2 boosts on our Caledon, it'll take a lot more damage than it wants to right now. So we'll see how Hanyu decides to respond to this.
Yeah, and so if you're Shane right now, you really want to get that Arcaladon out of the game as quickly as possible. But the Protect comes out, assuming to give him a little bit more time to build up that bulkiness, make it so he can survive.
Yeah. So we see the Reflect go up.
We've got the screen coming out as well.
Parting Shot will be blocked by that Protect, so Shane really wants to get this Arcaladon off the field, and that Protect was perfect.
A lot of value coming from that Protect.
Yeah. So Grimmsnarl gets its screens off for free. Notably, Grimmsnarl's ability, Prankster, means that its Parting Shot, it trying to pivot itself out and reduce something's damage, doesn't work on Dark types, and both Incineroar and King Gambit are both Dark type Pokemon.
Losing some of that free value that I'm sure Hanyu was really hoping to get, and
so
there goes
switch out
swapping out, and hoping to get something out that can actually deal some damage.
So in comes the rain.
We're going to get some rain.
So now our Caledon can go for its Electroshots for free, but Inzin going to go for Helping Hand, boosting King Gambit's attack by another 1.5 times. So we'll see our Caledon charge up its Electroshot, which is a 1-turn move in the rain. So turn 1, charges up, boosts its special attack. Turn 2, fires off an electric type attack. This should do about half or so to King Gambit. But King Gambit at +2, doubled attack, no boosts. Ooh, actually quite a bit more than half. Kowtow Cleave, 2 boosts plus a Helping Hand will cleave most of our Caledon. So even after that stamina boost, it's not going to be appreciating a Sucker Punch follow-up.
That's going to hurt no matter what.
So now you're in this position where Gambit is actually one of the slower Pokemon, but it does have the move Sucker Punch, which allows it to go first, assuming that the Pokemon that it's targeting is attacking. So if you can play defensively and have the Pokemon attack that is not... You defend the one you want to get. You're trying to avoid the Sucker Punch on. You attack with the other is the game plan here.
Yeah, and so knowing that, we're probably going to be looking for the Protect coming out from Arcaladon.
So Grimmsnarl is going to come back in so that Pelipper can avoid the Sucker Punch, and our Caledon's actually going to leave.
Swapped out.
Double swap into the Floette. So Floette is a newish Pokemon. Floette has been around for a long time. This is Eternal Flower Floette, which is a story Pokemon. It is an incredibly powerful Fairy-type Pokemon, which can deal massive amounts of damage. So Shane not falling for it, actually, not going for the Sucker Punch, and just going for a small bit of chip with a Kowtow, and switching into his Ninetales. So Ninetales can do Icy Wind for speed control, as well as Blizzard and Freeze Dry and Moonblast. It is Choice Scarf, so it is the fastest thing on the field. We're going to see Ninetales immediately switch out. Shane trying to bait something in here and bring back an Incin for another Intimidate, which is not going to matter on Floette. But we will see Floette Mega Evolve into Mega Floette, which has the ability Fairy Aura, which it gives it a 1.33 multiplier on all of its Fairy-type attacks. Very dangerous sweeper. We will see Fairy Aura start to activate. Light Screen goes up, which is in response to the Ninetales, which is no longer on the field, so a little bit not relevant right now. Sucker Punch is going to go out into the Floette for
not
good chip.
Yeah, good chunk of damage, but nothing too substantial right off the bat. We do get the Dazzling Gleam coming out. That's going to deal a lot of damage.
So we have Gambit has been successfully neutralized. Incin has gone down to its Citrus Berry, which will restore about 25%. But Incin's Fake Out is back online. So every time Incin hits the field, its first turn, it can use Fake Out and shut down one of the Pokemon on the opposing side. And Blaziken, at the end of every turn, gets a speed boost. So its speed will go from 0 to 1.5x to 2x to 2.5x to 3x as the battle goes on. And slowly it becomes way too fast to handle. So Incin has a pretty free Fake Out into the Floette here. For Blaziken to get a free speed boost, because Grimmsnarl is really not threatening any damage into the Blaziken right now. So we will see Blaziken Mega
Blaziken.
So it does massive amounts of damage.
I don't know much, but I do know that. I know that Mega Blaziken is one of the best, both fighting and fire type.
And you will see a Fake Out into the Grimmsnarl. Floette going for free damage in front of the Blaziken, not afraid of getting knocked out. And you will see Rock Slide come out from this
hit them both.
For a little bit of chip damage on both Pokemon.
No flinches, though.
And the speed begins. Notably, Grimmsnarl can Parting Shot the Blaziken because it's not a Dark type, so it can reduce Blaziken's damage by about a third. But Floette is kind of low, or Chaladon's pretty low, so Blaziken's in a great position to start sweeping. We will see a Helping Hand come out from Incineroar, boosting that damage by 1.5 times. Let's see who it goes into.
We get that speed, we get that damage.
Parting Shot will reduce the damage. So those two will basically cancel each other out. Blaziken's more or less at neutral.
You've still got that speed coming out from Blaziken every single turn that it's alive on the field, though.
Pelipper's going to come out, reduce the power of Fire-type attacks using the Rain, and the Reflect is still up. So we'll see if... Oh, and Rock Slide's going to miss the Pelipper. Okay, so it's going to hit the Floette. Unfortunately, not doing enough damage to knock it out. Will we get a flinch? We will.
That's big.
So Blaziken gets another free speed boost. Ooh. Things are getting really spooky now. This Pelipper does not have Wide Guard, which is a move that it can learn, where it can block any spread damage, like Rock Slide. Notably, this Blaziken has Close Combat and Flare Blitz right now. So, Close Combat, resisted by Fairies. Flare Blitz have damage in the Rain. So, Floette's safer than it looks right now, I think.
And, Wide Guard, as a novice to the scene, I know it was popularized by Bastiodon teams, if I remember correctly.
True. Bastiodon, one of the best Wide Guarders of all time.
That's what I've heard. People have been saying that.
So Pelipper does have the ability to Tailwind, so you have to respect it here, but Pelipper will switch out immediately into Grimmsnarl again to try to sponge some damage. We will see Incin switch out into the Ninetales to turn off the Rain. So Pelipper switching out early, keeps the Rain in play. We'll probably see Flare Blitz come out. No protect from Floette.
Way more targeted. Get the Floette out of the match.
Rain's out, so Floette is gone. So one of the scariest Pokemon on Hanyu's side has been taken care of by this Blaziken, and now Ninetales in a pretty decent spot because it has a move called Freeze Dry, which is a ice move that is super effective on water types. So Pelipper, being water and flying, will do a lot of damage.
Yeah, so even though we've got the Pelipper out on the field, who's going to be hurting the fire damage coming out from Mega Blaziken, you don't necessarily need the fire damage going into these two Mons on Hanyu's side. So it's great to see it out, but with that speed, it's not really that's not what you're necessarily looking for.
There's only one turn left of Reflect, so next turn Blaziken's damage will no longer be hampered. So we'll see a Rock Slide come out, go ahead and just chip both Pokemon a little bit, try to get a flinch. And Ninetales will likely throw out a Freeze Dry? Yes.
Yep, there's the Freeze Dry.
This will
no
almost
flinch.
Certainly take out Pelipper.
And there goes Pelipper.
quadruple damage from that double super effective shot. And we will see what Grim decides to do on this turn. Okay, just a Spirit Break. This will reduce the damage of Ninetales by quite a bit. So Light Screen is up. Ninetales' special attack is reduced. So even though it looks decent on the field right now, it is pretty low on damage output. But you know what's low on health? Archaludon.
Yes. That being said, Archaludon coming back in, we still have the rain active, so we are going to have the big electricity attack that takes Electroshock. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot in terms of type advantage for that Electroshock. It is a massively powerful move, but is that going to be enough to just chunk down through either of Shane's Pokemon?
Unfortunately, Blaziken has gotten so many speed boosts at this point. It is almost certainly going to be moving first, and close combat, super effective on Archaludon.
That's going to hurt.
Incin going to come out, reduce the damage from the Grimmsnarl in case there is a Protect plus Spirit Break play, but no Protect, close combat, just going to pick up the Archaludon.
And Archaludon is out of here.
And Grimmsnarl, a support Pokemon with not a lot of damage, probably not going to be able to get its footing here and finish off the game by itself. We'll see if Spirit Break can crit through the Blaziken here, maybe. Not even close. So
see, you're counting Grimmsnarl out right now. What he does have is determination, not an ability, not a move.
Due to a forfeit.
Well, maybe he's going to use the power of friendship and hope from losing all of the fellow mons.
Game one's going to go to Shane here. Interesting how Shane's output of damage here certainly more than you want if you're Hanyu. Hanyu's team really focusing on getting that setup going slowly but surely, but Blaziken and Kingambit a little too fast on the damage.
And that's the biggest thing, is Shane is playing a quick game with big, heavy hits. And so you may need to be looking for some sort of a pivot coming from Hanyu here, where you can't really play that slow game, especially when you have the Ninetales coming in, getting rid of the Pelipper's Rain. There's just not a whole lot that can happen there. Something I'd be curious of is if you can get, if he swaps in a Swampert into a further round, where then you can start getting some of that type advantage with the Rain against the Blaziken, against the Incineroar. But we got to see what he does.
Notably, though, you know what else is weak to ice? Ground. So Swampert also taking 4 times damage from Freeze Dry. So if you commit to Swampert and Pelipper, you are accepting that you are getting hit twice by Freeze Dry.
Yeah. So that Ninetales is really kind of the primary pivot Pokemon over on Shane's side right now.
We will see that what you'll note here, not only does Grimmsnarl have its screens for bulk, and Archaludon needs to get set up via its Electroshot, this Floette has Calm Mind, which implies that it is probably pretty bulky, not very specially attack invested, so it also needs turns to get going. So and Sinistcha is there to redirect and Life Dew to heal up its partner, and so everything on this team but Swampert
wants to play
at least a couple
game.
Turns to get going. And so if Shane can just continue to put on this gas pedal and blitz, it's looking pretty bad for Hanyu. So we'll see how he adjusts.
And so the question for Shane is, do you stick with the exact same strategy that you used in round 1? You know it worked. You were able to outspeed that bulk. Does he just go for it again? Are there any switches that he'd be looking at here, assuming there's some form of a pivot here? Or do you think he's kind of got, I don't want to say got it in the bag, it's only been 1 round win, but...
Yeah, well, you'll notice the 2 Pokemon that Shane did not bring in that battle are Sinistcha, which is again, a redirector. It is better into more offensive teams. We actually see the leads here. Gambit and Blaziken straight off the bat. So Floette. But Floette is on the field to start. So let's see what Hanyu decides to do. Maybe it's more of a, we're going to get slow and steady with the Floette this time and hope that works out. Notably, Kingambit, despite being a Steel-type Pokemon, Shane's only has Dark damage, which is resisted by Floette. So Floette not super worried about the Kingambit, a little more worried about the Blaziken, I'd say. Reflect going to come out. We're going to see what Floette decides to do.
We're going to play that same game of just trying to build up some defenses, so get a little bulkier.
It's going to take his free Calm Mind while Blaziken is slow. But after this turn, Blaziken's going to be faster. So we will see Blaziken start to outspeed the entire field. Flare Blitz going to come out for some free damage. Even through Reflect,
that's
60%.
a lot of damage. Oh, you do not love to see that for Hanyu.
And a Swords Dance out from Kingambit. So Shane has begun the
There's a lot of
offensive blitz.
damage coming out pretty quick here.
So, here's the question. If you reduce Blaziken's output with Parting Shot by a third, is a third of 60% gonna reduce it enough, or is it gonna be a roll here? Floette could take about 40 and live on one.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. But again, the
We're
entire
gonna find
goal.
out. Here comes the Parting Shot. Let's see. We're gonna see the Grim switch out. What's gonna come in? Actually, Pelipper could reduce this.
Pelipper coming in.
The fire type damage. So Floette probably pretty safe here unless Shane doubles up with the King Gambit.
Yep, we've got the Drizzle out, and let's see.
Sucker Punch is going to weaken it up. Way too much damage. And Floette is going to...
I mean, at this point...
Rock Slide misses the Pelipper, not the Floette.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even though, you don't have a whole lot of damage coming out from that Rock Slide, but that's going to be more than enough once you've been set up like that.
So, notably, a little greedy from Shane, but it worked out. The idea here is that Rock Slide, when Pelipper comes in, can chip Pelipper just a little bit, which breaks its Focus Sash, so it can get knocked out in one shot. But Pelipper, still at full HP, it has its Focus Sash. It will live one attack, guaranteed.
And we've got Arcadelodon.
I
can't do it. Arcaludon.
So,
the bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge.
Arcaludon now on the field, in the rain, behind a screen. It is exactly where it wants to be. This is the best it's going to be for the whole battle.
Is it going to be enough to get past this? This extremely fast team that we've got coming out from Shane. The amount of speed, the amount of damage. You can only hope. You can only hope that he's able to start getting some big damage coming out.
We'll see.
And we do
We'll
pull
see a
in
switch up.
Blaziken.
Yes. So we're going to turn off the rain so that Arcaludon's Electro Shot will no longer work in one turn. It has to charge up a turn like Solar Beam.
He cannot just bunker down and go for it.
And now Weather Ball is an Ice-type move because the snow is up instead of a Water-type move, so it's actually resisted by King Gambit. And Arcaludon's going to shoot Flash Cannon, expecting the Ninetales to come in, which is 4 times super effective.
And there we go.
Ninetales has been dealt with, but King Gambit gets a turn. So we'll see it shoot Kowtow Cleave into the Arcaludon for a little over 50%. You'll notice the
we get the defense boost.
Yeah, so that's going to reduce its damage, and Leftovers is going to pull it a little bit out of range. So the next Kowtow actually won't knock it out.
He should be surviving that.
You will see Instant come in, not really doing much into these two special attackers with the Intimidate, but with Fake Out on the field, you do have the ability to chip Pelipper's Sash. So great turn for Hanyu to double protect here to stop Fake Out from stopping him on either front, but that does leave Shane open to potentially a second Swords Dance.
And that's spooky. You do not want that King Gambit getting more damage. At this point, he is the primary damage dealer coming out, who is still on the field. Obviously, we've got the Blaziken still in reserve. We've got Pelipper getting pulled back in.
Preserve its Focus Sash. Grim is going to come in for it. So that if there's a Fake Out into that slot, we're going to see Dragon Pulse come out, resisted by the King Gambit. Again, Electro Shot is the only thing that you can be using. It's neutral. It's not going to do much. We're going to see Parting Shot reduce the damage on the Arcaludon. So now Arcaludon at -1, its first Electro Shot is going to be a weaker attack now. And we are going to see Shane bring back in his Blaziken because that's the only thing in the back.
And so now if you're Hanyu here, are you thinking you're going to pull back out?
And the second Swords Dance.
That's going to hurt.
Uh-oh.
And
Shane's
so now,
dancing.
Yeah, do we hope, oh my goodness, the bridge, Arcaludon, I'm throwing an extra syllable in there. Is Hanyu going to pull back out the Pelipper so we can get that rain, or the drizzle coming back out, to try and give
Arcaludon.
I can't do it, man.
Well, Reflect is already up, and all of Shane's attackers are physical now. There's no reason to click Light Screen. So the only thing you can really do is try to Parting Shot into this. Shane predicting the Parting Shot. If Grimmsnarl decides to Parting Shot into this Incineroar, it will be blocked by the Dark typing and trap it on the field so rain doesn't get to exist.
Can't pull it back out.
And so Sucker Punch is going to swing out. It's not going to kill the Arcaludon. However, he expected the rain to hit, so Electro Shot's going to have to charge, and Arcaludon is now stuck.
That's tough. That is tough.
Huge instant pivot in here to block that Parting Shot, because Sucker Punch will just be able to shoot for no. Arcaludon is stuck. Yep. So that's just the forfeit.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, it's over. And that's a quick and dirty 2-0 by Shane.
Lucky.
Blaziken very nasty in that matchup, and King Gambit disgusting.
King Gambit coming out, basically just throwing nukes at that point.
Yes.
Just touchdown after touchdown after touchdown in terms of damage, and Blaziken just holding down the field with the speed. Who do you target? who do you target at that point?
Yeah, both Blaziken and King Gambit are
unfortunately for
so
Hanyu,
hard.
anytime that there was a pivot, Shane saw it coming, he'd pull in that Ninetales, and that would just completely reset things for him.
So no matter what, you can't get your Rain online, you can't boost your Floette, and even Ninetales was going to stop the Swampert. So like there really isn't a great way to go about it. A fold on here too. Swampert may have its doubled speed in the rain, but with Ninetales having a Choice Scarf, which gives it a 1.5 speed boost, still faster. So it can outspeed Swampert in its own rain and get the one-shot with the Freeze Dry.
And I mean, we were discussing a little bit on that was one of the only other pivots that I could have possibly seen Hanyu going for, but...
Congratulations
what
to Shane.
is this
moving
team
on to
from
top
Shane?
four, and, we're going to let you guys go and move on off to our next round. So keep on keeping on.
See you next time.